y'all, what's up? What's up? It's your girl here, MJ's Nia. Welcome to the channel. So yes, we have to talk about the women that went to outer space. There was a lot of people that had their 2 cents in it. I'm gonna share some of their thoughts, and then I'm also gonna share one of the young ladies who went up there, who went up to outer space. I didn't even know who she was, but she got overshadowed by Katy Perry and Gayle King. But I'm gonna play some videos for you guys.
And here they come.
Here we go.
Loading into the capsule.
And the significance here of the bell, and I should note before I have you that each crew names themselves. They have named themselves these 6 taking up space as each one is ringing a bell, and the significance of that is what, Ariane?
This is one of our traditions. All astronauts throughout history in various programs have had their traditions. For us, we always want our astronauts to ring the bell.
So this is them, boarding the ship, right? And the only people that I had know was Katy Perry and Gayle. I don't know who the other people were. I didn't know who they. I have no clue. I saw when the other young black girl, the other young black woman, they immediately cut to something else to the back of them. So I just want to point that out. But I'm also going to talk about the young Asian woman as well, because she has a story to tell. But we'll get into that later. So over here, immediately to the right, I'm looking at the comments. It says, "Ain't no way I'm going somewhere that I know 2 astronauts just got stuck in for a whole year." Gail, someone says Gail looked like she's saying, "I can't believe I'm doing this ish." Somebody said Gail about to pass the F out. See how many times they say Gail, Gail, Gail? Like nobody know any of the other people. Um, Gail remembering she black for real and rethinking this thing. Gail ain't trying to go. She barely ring the bell. So I just want to bring that out what some of the people were saying. And then it says, and they're off. Blue Origin all-female flight crew, which includes Gayle King and Katy Perry, successfully launched into space. So it says Gayle King, Katy Perry, Lauren Sanchez, Aisha BOWE, Amanda, I don't know how to pronounce her name, and Kerianne Flynn make history aboard Blue Origin first all-women flight crew as they lift off from Texas. Okay. So it says this can't be serious. Why the hell are they going? Somebody said they already landed. They're fine. Gail kissed the floor. They better return or Oprah will raise hell over Gail. I want to see inside the aircraft. They need a Twitch or something, chat. Katy Perry took the song E.T. too seriously. And its women research led from the best at HBCU in the U.S. WSSU. Shout out to my alma mater. That's dope. I know, right? So proud to be a Ram. I didn't know this. See what I'm saying? WSSU. It's an illustration at HBCU, Historical Black College University. Got you. Stands for Winston-Salem State University. LMAO. You must be joking. Actually, believe this poor thing. And why couldn't an astronaut do it? Nah, they're about to spend 11 minutes in space and come back home to say why it was so wonderful. This person clocked it. Palm Beach clocked it. When I read that, I was like, yeah. I don't think they're still.
7, 6, 5, 4, command engine start, 2, 1, ignition. Liftoff. New Shepard has cleared the tower.
I just have to have a moment with the ground. Let me just appreciate the ground for just a second. Thank you. Oh my God. That was amazing.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
I'm so proud.
to the capsule.
4.
Someone immediately said up here, they ain't went to no damn space. They went to Oprah House and back. Somebody said proud of her. She was terrified and didn't let it stop her from experiencing this. Somebody said, damn, I washed my face and brushed my teeth and they back already. I thought they were going to stay for a while. They must have just went to MySpace, updated their top 5 and came back. I bet when they landed, Gayle said, and I quote, I ain't doing this ish again. Space must have been up the street around the corner because how they back already. Yeah. Mm. So people weren't not impressed at all. So it's them screams for me because I be hollering, okay? Let me play this for you guys because they were hollering.
Parachutes just free falling right there until those drugs came out. And then next will be the main parachutes that get pulled out. Hear that screaming inside the capsule? And all 3 air cushion that will kick up the dust. It's a very soft landing despite the sporty perception. There it is.
Touchdown. Congratulations and welcome back to Earth.
Parachutes deploy from the crew capsule. Those are like the guide.
All right, so here come Wendy's, right? Just to let you see that people really didn't care. It says Katy Perry has returned from space. Wendy said, can we send her back? Somebody said, damn, Wendy's the F she did to y'all. This has been respectfully disrespectful for years and I love it. Well, damn, Wendy, what Katy do to you? She did some ish that we forgot, but Wendy didn't. Who is running their page? It was funny. I thought it was real funny. And I don't know if you know, a lot of people right now do not like Katy Perry. There's a lot of other things that she has done in the past. Uh yeah. So I'm gonna get into that. This is them basically floating around saying how the blast of crew celebrate traveling 66 miles above Earth took 10 minutes to get there. 10 minutes. But someone here says, well, it took 8-9 months to get them 2 people back down. I don't know if y'all heard about those 2 people who were stuck up in space for like almost a whole year. It took them forever to get them down. So people were bringing that out. So let me play this. So I'm going to play the audio for you.
I want to see it myself. 1, 2, 3, take us space! Woo! You look right behind you. It's okay. You're right up there. Flynn, I got you. I got you, Flynn. Oh, the moon! You guys, I don't have to tell you. Look at the moon. Look. Okay. Look at the moon. Oh my gosh. So whoa, whoa, whoa. That's amazing.
Wow.
Gosh, that's good.
I know. Katie's face says it all.
We haven't seen it. I want to see it myself.
I know you'll feel the same way when you watch it. And you brought a real-life Daisy up. It was important for you, not only because it's your daughter's name, but why else was that important to bring it?
Daisies are common flowers, but they grow through any condition. They go through cement, they go through cracks, they go through walls. They are resilient. They are powerful, they are strong, they are everywhere. Flowers are, to me, God's smile, but it's also a reminder of our beautiful earth and the flowers here and God's smile and the beautiful magic that is everywhere, all around us, and even in a simple daisy. So to really appreciate it and remember it and take care of it and protect it.
Gayle shared with us the song that you sang when you got up there. What a wonderful world. Why was that important to sing that particular song?
I've covered that song in the past, and obviously, like, my higher self is always steering the ship, because I had no clue that one day I would decide to sing a little bit of that in space. But I think that it's not about me. It's not about singing my songs. It's about a collective energy in there. It's about us. It's about making space for future women and taking up space and belonging.
And I know you'll feel the same way when you watch it.
Shout out to this blogger here, Sloan Hooks. He's also a YouTuber as well. Go check him out. I like his commentary. Look at his face when he's like, "Is she for real?" I was when I saw this, I was like, "Okay, tone deaf at 100." It says, "That's so cool, Katie." This person up here at the top. I can't afford medication and groceries in the same week. Exactly. Now, this is the real reason why a lot of people does not care for Katy Perry. And then when I found this out, I was shocked because I really do like Katy Perry's old music. I used to really do enjoy listening to her music back in the day, but this changed everything for me when it came to Katy Perry. It says also a reminder that Katy Perry battled nuns in court for their property even after one died. She also battled a man with dementia for his property when he tried to ask for it back. I don't know how she can look at herself in the mirror and I'm so happy her album tanked. So people are happy that her album tanked. Yeah. She's not this little she's oh what a wonderful world and this little personality that she put on it. She's fake and phony, y'all. Don't fall for it. Then someone says, calling themselves astronauts. Okay, I was on a plane, I'm a pilot. I went to the zoo, I'm a hippo. I walked past Harvard and now I'm a genius. Yeah. People were not impressed. So, if you think I'm lying, here's this happened like I think years ago. Um, it says Katy Perry versus the Nuns. I'm not even lying about this.
Hello and welcome to A Spirited Debate. I'm Lauren Green. Well, the legal battle over the sale of a Los Angeles convent is heading to court. One issue pits the Order of Elderly Nuns against the Catholic Archbishop of Los Angeles, who want to sell the property to pop singer Katy Perry. The property sits in one of the most sought-after parts of the LA area. The convent is 60,000 square feet and has over 50 bedrooms. The Sisters of the Most Holy and Immaculate Heart of the Blessed Virgin Mary oppose the sale to the pop star. The nuns say they already made a deal with a local entrepreneur, Dana Hollister, who plans to turn it into a boutique hotel and restaurant. While the nuns might not be fans of Perry's music, they don't have any hard feelings against her.
She's a very nice person. She's lovely. I've never heard of her until this happened. But after she talked at we had a meeting with her, her lifestyle and her philosophy is not goes along with what we teach.
Well, the Archdiocese is firing back. In a recent statement, they say, quote, unfortunately, the Archdiocese had to take civil action to protect against the unauthorized action by Ms. Hollister, which was undertaken after the preferred transaction had been accepted in consultation with the sisters. Well, the nuns say the constant miscommunication with the Archbishop might be to blame.
We've tried and tried and tried to reach him and tell him that we had a better deal. All the way around, we would control the money, he would get what he wanted eventually.
It will be up to a judge today to determine which side's request, it's called a prayer for relief in legal filings, should be granted. In New York, for Spirited Debate, I'm Lauren Green.
Now to a tragic turn on the oncoming feud between pop star Katy Perry and a group of nuns trying to stop the singer from moving into their former convent.
One of the sisters suddenly collapsed and died during a court hearing today. KCAL 9's Tom Waite is live at the convent in Los Feliz with the latest. Tom.
And Elsa, I can tell you this has been a very ugly battle for the ownership of this convent. It's been Katy Perry aligned with the Archdiocese versus these nuns. One of them died in court today.
Katy Perry said she was going to close it. It was going to be her home.
That's Sister Catherine Rose explaining why she wanted to block the sale of her former convent to pop star Katy Perry. Rose collapsed and died in court today during a hearing involving the ongoing battle to prevent Perry from taking over the property. Late this evening, Archbishop Jose Gomez released a statement that reads in part, Sister Catherine Rose Holtzman, IHM, Immaculate Heart of Mary, passed away suddenly at the age of 89. 1989. Sister Catherine Rose served the church with dedication and love for many years, and today we remember her life with gratitude. Sister Rose and her fellow nuns who bought the property back in the 1970s from philanthropist Daniel Donahue wanted to sell the sprawling compound to restaurateur Dana Hollister, but a judge ruled against the sisters, siding with the archdiocese, who agreed to sell the property to Perry.
Dana was going to keep it open to the public, which Donahue wanted, and she would make a hotel.
Not only did Dana Hollister lose her bid for the property, a judge slapped her with millions of dollars in punitive damages for interfering with the sale. The sisters moved out of the convent back in 2011. As for Katy Perry, it's not clear when she intends to take over the property.
In an ongoing legal battle that sparked widespread controversy, pop star Katy Perry and her fiancé, actor Orlando Bloom, have faced harsh criticism over a property dispute with 85-year-old Army veteran and businessman Carl Westcott, who is also the founder of 1-800-Flowers. In 2020, Perry and Bloom purchased Westcott's Santa Barbara mansion. But soon after the sale was finalized, Westcott claimed he was not of sound mind when he agreed to sell. He argued that factors like his age, health conditions, and medications taken following back surgery impacted his judgment at the time. However, the court sided with Perry last November, ordering Westcott to turn over the property. Now, Perry is back in court seeking $5.5 million in damages for alleged property deterioration, a figure reportedly raised by her business manager for an initial $2.6 million for loss of use. The pop singer's actions have ignited outrage on social media, with fans and critics calling her behavior despicable and mean. Many have expressed sympathy for Westcott, who is not only elderly but reportedly suffers from dementia, urging Perry to show compassion and leave him in peace. Comments have been unrelenting, with some fans voicing their disappointment and vowing to stop supporting her. The backlash has intensified, with critics tying Perry's actions to recent struggles, including her departure from American Idol and a reportedly stalled music career. What do you guys think about that? Is Katy Perry being mean? Does she lack empathy? Is she in the right? Legally, the court sided with her. Mr. Westcott needs legal counsel if he's feeling like his mind is being deteriorated. That has nothing to do with her. So, let's hear your opinions on this. Like, subscribe, and comment.
All right, so now y'all hear Katy Perry's messy past and her flop albums that she have. Now you see why she's flopping. She's flip-flopping. She got flip-flops on. Now I want you to hear this messy interview that Gayle King did with Lisa Leslie. It was about Kobe Bryant. I'll play this for you guys.
WNBA. It's been said that his legacy is complicated because of a sexual assault charge, which was dismissed in 2003, 2004. Is it complicated for you as a woman, as a WNBA player?
It's not complicated for me at all. Even if there's a few times that we've been at a club at the same time. Kobe's not the kind of guy, never been like, Lisa, go get that girl, or tell her, or send her this. I have other NBA friends that are like that. Kobe's, he was never like that. I just never have ever seen him being the kind of person that would do something to violate a woman or be aggressive in that way. That's just not the person that I know.
But Lisa, you wouldn't see it though. As his friend, you wouldn't see it.
And that's possible. I just don't believe that. And I'm not saying things didn't happen. I just don't believe that things didn't happen with force.
Is it even a fair question to talk about it, considering he's no longer with us and that it was resolved? Or is it really part of his history?
I think that the media should be more respectful At this time, it's like if you had questions about it, you've had many years to ask him that. I don't think it's something that we should keep hanging over his legacy. I mean, it went to trial.
Yeah, well, it was dismissed because the victim in the case refused to testify, so it was dismissed.
And I think that's how we should leave it.
So if you do not know, she did this after Kobe Bryant had died. She asked this, one of his colleagues about the grape that happened in early 2000. How appropriate. How appropriate. These are the women that they had going, the two women, I don't know about the other women, the two women that was going on this, that we should look up to, Katy Perry and Gayle. We should be respecting them that they went in outer space. How wonderful. People were down here saying Miss Leslie handled that well. Much respect. You had questions about it. You had many years to ask him that. Well said, Lisa. She did. She stand on business. Lisa stand on business. Then I looked up Lauren Sanchez. I believe she went on this journey as well. And let's read a little bit on her. She sounds like a fascinating person. Let's read a little bit about her. So Benzo, that's her husband to the left now, I believe. Benzo confirmed his split with his now ex-wife, Mackenzie Benzo, after 25 years on January 9th, 2019. The same day, a source at People claimed he'd been seeing Lauren Sanchez for a while. Lauren and Jeff have been spending a lot of time together over the last year, and especially the past few months. At first, it was socially at parties here and there, but their time together has definitely seemed to involve raising some eyebrows, they said. And things were no less messy on Lauren's side. She was married to Patrick Whiteshell for 13 years, and their breakup came to the light that same day. But things truly exploded on January 10th, 2019, when National Enquirer leaked racy texts between Benzo and Sanchez, supposedly sent during their marriages. Forming physical or emotional connection with others while still married is a huge red flag, as it can indicate that both partners have issues staying faithful in a relationship. Relationship expert Nicole Moore Poofsy told us when pointing out Ariana Grande and Ethan Slater's red flags, but that's hardly the only controversial aspect of this romance.
Got your man in a choke.
How lovely. Cheat on your wife and your husband. She sounds wonderful. Yet again, this is who we should be inspired to be. We should look up to. We have another one. Now, let's talk about the two real women that we should be looking up to. I mean, I don't know if you want to look up to them, but who you want to be inspired by. Let's first start off with, I believe her name, I don't know how to pronounce her name. I think her last name is BOWE, but she is a Bahamian American aerospace engineer, STEM advocate, and entrepreneur. Let's play some videos about her.
As your job, what's your job details?
Job was fun. The first couple of years, we were working on small spacecraft, and our objective was to build car seats for nanosats, because you want to make sure that your satellite gets there safely on that bumpy ride out of the atmosphere. That was fun. I got to travel around. I got to meet a lot of interesting people and stand up some small, now large space companies. The next opportunity I had was working on commercial aviation. So, when you fly to point A, from point A to point B, you ever wonder how you might have left late but got there on time? That's us. Because we optimize the trajectories for different situations when you're going through the neighborhood. So NASA, FAA, private research all get together to make sure that you can fly safely and efficiently. And so my publications are on flight trajectory optimization for the commercial airspace.
So what exactly does that mean? That means that you are taking a left when you should have been taking a right so you can get there quicker?
It means you get a shortcut.
You're taking a shortcut.
You're taking a shortcut.
So you mapped out the road map in the sky to see what the most efficient way of travel is.
Yes. So that it means a big effort, right? We got a lot of players on the team, but that was essentially what all of my research was on, and looking at when you're getting these shortcuts, how do you minimize the fuel burn so you can reduce emissions?
So you're doing the emissions. Are you like studying wind patterns and all this too, right?
Mostly maneuvers.
Okay.
Like what kind of maneuvers can you give the pilot so that they can, you know, shorten the route and maybe reduce the speed from at certain points so that you can fly more efficiently?
So how's the process of doing that? What do you have to study to know that information?
So that comes down to radar locations, right? Kind of like where all the points are, what air traffic control is doing, how much traffic is there, and then like you said, weather, things of that nature. I mean, we were really looking at large-scale simulations and then putting forth ideas about, well, if we make it a little bit more efficient here, then that's going to mean this there.
So this is an executive position?
No,
it feels like it.
No, I'm a worker bee.
So I mean, it sounds really important, right?
Yes,
like
but
this
I
is
was
a
a
very
NASA worker bee.
This is a very important position, especially when you're talking about commercial airlines. How much is somebody in this space making at the position that you were at the time?
Oh my goodness. I remember it was literally like 100,001 cent. Like literally 100,000 because I was obsessed with this idea of making six figures, right? And so every single year I kept a list of every single thing that I would do. And so this is like a little bit of like a work suggestion, right? I would take what the organization's objectives were. I would look at what I was doing and I would break out, okay, I went to this seminar, this supports this professional development goal. I went to this thing in the community that supports this goal. And I would have the receipts. And so whenever my supervisor went to review me, I'm like, well, this is what I did. This is how many people I impacted. This is how much time I spent. And then here are all my publications, all my conferences. How could you not mark me exceptional? Because I wanted those promotions.
So, and then that's the last job that you had at NASA? Or you had another job?
That was the last job I had at NASA.
And so what made you leave NASA?
I was going into the community and I was talking to kids. And I was so excited to talk about the work that I had worked so hard to be able to represent. And all they wanted to do was talk about who I was and how I got there. And I realized that there was a gap because those students were like, wait a second, you mean this wasn't what you always wanted to do? You mean you didn't know how you're going to pay for college, but you did it? And oh, by the way, you're wearing a pink blazer and you're wearing makeup? How does all this fit together? And after going to school after school, I was like, there's a real disconnect here, right? Like, I can't go into these classrooms and have the kids looking at me like I'm an alien. I want to normalize this. So how do I create a way to found a business that helps people realize that they can do this too?
So you started a business.
I had the idea, and I say it that way because, once again, I didn't have successful family members that I could go to for money or people that thought that my idea was going to be anything. And so I started the idea, and it took me 2 years from having that idea to actually getting enough traction to transition from my job to run the idea full time.
What was that transition like? You said that you were the worker bee, but now you're the entrepreneur. We spoke to Robert Smith, who comes from engineering.
Yeah.
And that was one of those things for him as well. It was, all right, I'm an engineer by trade, but now I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a CEO. What were you going through during those 2 years? What were you trying to figure out? Who were you leaning on to figure out, how do I navigate this new space that I'm in? I'm already a rocket scientist, but an entrepreneur, this is new.
Yeah, well, one of the things that happened was I realized how expensive it was to be knowledge poor, right? And I had given up the lease on my apartment, which now all the way my parents are like, what? Like what? Like my mom was just like, you mean you're giving up your job as a Nazarite, like for this business? And I'm like, I'm going to be bigger than this business. You just don't know. And so I got up an hour earlier and an hour later, and I started reading about successful people. And one of the things that I noticed was a lot of people had the destination in mind, but they had no idea how they were actually going to get to that point. It was just a series of things that happened that may have looked fortuitous, but was really the universe and their environment reacting to their desire to get to where they wanted to go. And so I'm meeting people, I'm making connections, I'm going to meetups, I'm, hiring consultants and trying things, and just a lot of failure. And all of this led me to finding mentors who I think they just recognize the desire to figure it out and were willing to provide a little bit more guidance to take me the rest.
So, shout out. I think this is like, I'll put the name up of who this YouTuber is. But you see how the way she talk, how the way she carry herself, and who she is. This is somebody who should have been pushed to the forefront, not Katy Perry and Gayle. And I did hear some people talk about that other woman. But let me play the let me let y'all hear from the other last woman what she did. She did some incredible things too, just as like this young lady did. Says, I gave up my astronaut dreams after my great to fight for survivors. I studied at Harvard, MIT, and NASA. I worked on the last shuttle mission and the Kuiper exoplanet mission. But when I was great, I found out the government could destroy my evidence untested at 6 months. At the crossroads of justice or my dreams, I chose justice. I traded my telescope for a pen to draft laws protecting survivors and rewrote the law. Go ahead, girl. Yeah, this is her. Congress passed it unanimously. Obama signs historic sexual assault. Survivors wrote around from around the world. So I postponed my dreams again and fought for survivor rights at the United Nations. It took 6 years to convince the world. 6 years, y'all. The UN adopted it unanimously. I returned to my astronaut dreams, training in bioastronomics. I don't know if I pronounce it right. After 10 years of fighting for rights, I'm flying to space. I get to tell my younger self we make it through. Rocket launch April 14th, 2025, 9:30 a.m. That's her. Yes. I liked her story. I like Miss Bow's story. I wish they would push more than besides the other people. I wish they would push more. But Gayle had a response. But before I play Gayle, I'm going to Gayle had a response. I'm gonna play her because she clapped back. She clapped back at the backlash. So we're gonna play hers first, and then we're gonna play somebody afterwards who's responding to her. So I almost forgot about her. I don't know how to pronounce her name, but I'm gonna call her Miss Flynn. She's an executive producer. Let's see. She tried to go to space before Blue Origin Space Tourist Mission. She tried to do it before. And I want to bring something out. When I look her up, they'll say that she's one of the 6 women with Katy Perry, along with Katy Perry. Can we just talk about her? Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, they keep bringing up Gayle and Katy Perry for the love of me. But that's them here. If you want to see all their names. But this is her. You want to go check her out to see what else that she does. I did saw something. I don't know why I saw that, but they said that she works very well despite with the DEI. Somebody said she still treats everybody on set as a human being. She gives everybody respect. So a lot of people, I did saw some people talking very highly of her. So go check her out. Like I stated, I didn't even know she was a part. I thought it was just like 4 or 5 people. They mainly talked about, Gayle, Katy Perry, and that's it. But I had to go look up the other young ladies who went on this. But yeah, go check her out. She sounds like a very interesting person to, know about, learn about. Um, she sound she sounds exciting. So yeah, back to the original video.
This is what bothers me, because I've certainly read some of the things online coming from people that I know, that I like, that I consider friends. And this is what I would say to that. Space is not a either or, it's a both and. And because you do something in space doesn't mean you're taking anything away from Earth. And what you're doing in space is trying to make things better here on Earth. What Blue Origin wants to do is take the waste here and figure out a way to put it in space to make our planet cleaner. I mean, Jeff Bezos has so many ideas, and the people that are working there are really devoted and dedicated to making our planet a better place. That's number one. Number two, have you been? Have you been? If you've been and you still feel that way after you come back, please let's have a conversation. Number three, please don't call it a ride. That is not a friggin' ride. Whenever a man goes up, you have never said to an astronaut, boy, what a ride. You know, we duplicated the same trajectory that Alan Shepard did back in the day, pretty much. No one called that a ride. It was called a flight. It was called a journey, because a ride implies that it's something frivolous or something that's lighthearted. There was nothing frivolous about what we did and the machine that we were on, and what it took for the people to get that machine up and running, to get us up and get us back down safely. So, you know, I'm very disappointed and very saddened by it. And I also say this, what it's doing to inspire other women and young girls, please don't ignore that. I've had so many women and young girls reach out to me, and men too, by the way, men too, that say, wow, I never thought I could do that, but I see you doing it at this stage of my life. Who would have thunk it? Not me. And how inspired they are. This is what bothers me, because I've certainly read.
No, Gail, this is what bothers me. I understand what you're saying, that others can say that they're an astronaut and they can go to outer space. I get it. I understand that. But I'm gonna have to agree with the people in this comment. You're tone deaf. The first person says up here, it was just really tone deaf. LOL, read the room, y'all. Nothing about that was inspiring. It was a waste of money. It says, read the room, Gail. We have a whole government takeover, and you and Oprah and two wonderful black women are crying over a 10-minute trip in the air. That's why people are not interested. Someone says, have we been to space? No, and you didn't go either. Oh, yeah. FYI, a lot of people don't believe that it went out in space. Rich lady asking if middle, lower class people have been to space. Sorry, a bunch of rich people going to space didn't inspire us. We are literally trying to keep the world from burning. Girl, bye. The whole thing was performative. And you can see they have Nene. Okay, girl, bye. They got this gift. Girl, can you in the green screen rocket ship and the wig can leave us all alone? Read the economy. We don't care. I'm happy that y'all are dragging Gayle and Katy Perry. Y'all should have dragged Lauren as well. But I'm happy that y'all not dragging the other two young ladies. Okay, I'm happy. I'm a little disappointed that they're mixed up in this, because their name's gonna come up. But I haven't heard their name. I'll take that back. I haven't heard anybody talk about them. But I did see a lot of people were happy to know who they were. I did saw that in the comments of the other two young ladies. So I'm happy that their names is not stirred up in this garbage right here, this mess. But let's go find the person that there was people who responded back. But I'm gonna just show you one.
Crazy to me that people don't understand the backlash of these ladies going into space. It's the financial climate. People can't pay their rent or feed their children, and they're turning on their TV or looking on social media, seeing millionaires and billionaires go to space for 11 minutes. All of these ladies, it is cool. And it's awesome to see that we're going to space and that this is all happening, and you have the right to spend your money however you want. But this is the response you're going to get when people can't afford shit. This is not 2014. For all you youngins out there, in 2014, when Instagram was on the rise, we thought it was awesome watching people on yachts and private jets and seeing into the lives of these rich people and celebrities. It was cool because we were home inside our $170,000 homes with a refrigerator full of food, or living in an $800 apartment, hanging out with our kids, and we thought it was fun. But in these past 10 years, everyone's been squeezed out, and shit like this looks out of touch. This should be awesome. We should be celebrating this. But this is what happens to our culture when people can't pay their bills. It's so crazy to me that people don't understand the backlash.
Shout out to this person. I've been watching him for a minute. He breaks down on his channel here on Instagram. His name is FM Smith 319. Go check him out on Instagram. I don't know if he's on TikTok, but he breaks down the cost of living and how we are struggling to pay our bills. And I believe it was him, if not, but I have seen several people talk about how the millenniums have done it right. They went to college. They got the career. Still can't pay all their bills. We're still struggling. Have to move back in with parents. But got the careers though. Just saying. I mean, he breaks it down. His channel is awesome. Go check him out on Instagram. First thing at the top, and I agree with this 100%, and I talked about this on my channel several times. Jay says, billionaires killed the middle class. I agree with that 100%. Poor don't even exist. They're trying to get rid of it. I've been saying that a lot on this channel. It says it's deeper than that though. I still feel like you're missing the point. See that? Always somebody. You make it sound like people are just bitter about wealth and inequality when the truth is nothing about this space mission should be celebrated. Oh, it's an absolute waste of resources for the sake of vanity. Celebrities, like the rest of us, deserve to partake in fun, recognition activities, but sometimes you really have to draw a line on what is or isn't acceptable. The fact that they want to pretend that this is somehow inspiring or motivational or girl boss just makes it much more insulting. Tone deaf on their part. Not only people are struggling with their bills, but also these same celebrities are preaching you about how you should buy an electric car to save the planet, while they space travel for 11 minutes using thousands of gallons of fuel. This is where they mean by it's a waste of time and energy, if y'all were wondering. Speaking so much truth to the matter and framing it as an accomplishment for women, especially with no homage paid to all the women astronauts whose knowledge and participation actually made their trip possible in the first place. And that's what I said. I don't know if I showed one of the pictures, but there's like a group of people standing around. Like I said, like nobody really talked about Miss BOWE, or nobody talked about Amanda. It's all been about Gayle and Katy Perry, and it's pretty much people are just they're tired of Gayle and Katy Perry shenanigans. Even on this post in the back of him, he's covering. You can't see it because his head. They're talking about Gayle King and Katy Perry. They're not even mentioning the other women that was on this expedition or going to outer space with them. They don't even mention the other three women. They don't even exist. They don't even exist. I had to go look them up to tell you who they are because I want to know who the other women were. It's just ridiculous. Like everybody is so tone deaf. Let's talk more about these two young ladies. They need to be congratulated, and I'm happy that they went to outer space and they had this opportunity. But yeah, y'all can go ahead and continue to keep dragging Katy Perry and Gayle, and go ahead and drag this lovely lady as well. Um, I mean, I don't understand why. Well, what is she famous for? What does she do? Let me look up what Lauren does. She's an Emmy award-winning journalist, pilot, and a philanthropist. Okay, so not only she doesn't just steal people husbands, but she does other things too. Okay, interesting. Go check her out. All right, so there you have it. Oh, I forgot to do her. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know who this is. Oh, I don't see. That's what I said. I don't. That's what I said. I don't. We didn't know who this was. I had to go look up. So it was 6. It wasn't 5. Okay, I'm gonna add her on. Hopefully, I add her on in the video. I did miss her. That's what I said. Nobody mentioned these other 3 women. You see how I missed her? Hopefully, I did. She sounded like an interesting person too. Check her out. Go check her out as well. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on the whole thing with Gayle and Katy Perry down below in the comment area. And also, did y'all hear about these other women's stories besides Lauren, Katy, and Gayle? You know, Amanda, Kerianne, I hope I'm not butchering her name, and Miss BOWE. Did y'all went and look them up, and are y'all interested to learn more about them? Let me know down below in the comment area. But answer now, should see y'all later. Peace.
Fendi and Adana, Karen, they be sharing all their money, got me wearing fly. Girl, but I ain't asking. They say they love my ass and 7 G's to religion. I say no, but they keep giving, so I keep on taking. And no, I ain't taking. We can keep on taking. I keep on demonstrating my love, my love, my love, my love. You love my lady lumps, my hump, my hump, my hump. My humps, they got you.